Welcome to this week's Peeves Tips and Tricks, a holistic lifestyle YouTube channel, part of the Holistic Collaboration series, and I am Sherry Bainbridge. Thank you for joining me today. Today I would like to talk about two gigantuous peeves, the handicap cop and handicap rage. Well, let's start with the handicap cop. But first, please do the thumbs up, notifications, subscribe. Thank you. The handicap cop. One day, I park my car, and I had left my handicap placard on the mirror and drove away a few days before, which, by the way, is illegal. So I just tossed it on my dashboard. Easy for anyone to see if they were walking by or looking for the placard in any way. It's right there. My dashboard sits up. It was sitting right here. All they had to do was look. But I'm walking into the grocery store, and there's a lady with her cell phone, and she's filming me, yelling at me about not being in a handicap space. And I explained it's on the dashboard. Now she's yelling at me that it's required by law to have it only on your rear view mirror so that everyone can see it from far distance. That's not true, of course. I once again explained that it's on the dashboard. Go look. Now, my peeve here is one, who gave her the right to be filming and yelling at people without even asking any questions? And how come it's not balanced out? Why is it always the negative to grab that moment of fame on social media? Another time, parking at a post office. I put the placard right there. A gentleman is standing only 3 feet in front of my car, and I get out and he starts yelling at me. He's absolutely certain I cannot have issues because I don't always look like it. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him, went in, got my mail, came back out because I knew the moment he saw me get into my car, his face dropped, his head dropped. He never apologized for his unkindness, his judgment, and his meanness, because honestly, I didn't deserve it. And it's not fair. He could have asked me if that was my placard. Yes, it is. I'm not driving somebody else's car. I'm not using somebody else's placard. I have reasons for having to have one, and they're very important, not only for my safety, but the safety of other people. So please, respect the handicap cop. I respect that you're that sensitive to ensuring that the handicapped get their spots available, because it is very important. For a handicapped person, life is far more expensive, exceedingly more difficult. It's hard for me to get around. To ride a bus is extremely difficult. And one day a bus driver happened to tell me, "Touché for you for getting out." And he talked with me about how people just hide out in their homes after a while. I didn't understand that like I do now. I get it. It makes life harder. So yes, please leave those spaces available. If you don't need to park there that day, don't. And if you don't have a placard or it's not your placard, just be courteous. And if you're going to be a handicap cop, let's balance it out with asking questions, being kind, and showing the many people that really are being above board. Don't look for fame in this area. It just simply is not going to bode well, in my opinion, for you. Now let's talk about handicap rage. The other year, my girlfriend was walking down a sidewalk in downtown Denver, and a person opened a door just as an electric wheelchair was speeding down the sidewalk toward my girlfriend. She literally had to leap out of the way into the doorway with the person opening the door to avoid getting creamed by this handicapped person. He yelled at her that she should stay out of the way, be out of the way. he's handicapped. Another, a personal story. I'm young, healthy. I have my youngest son in a stroller. Not as nice as many of the strollers today. This one was more like a fold up, a little rickety stroller. I had the diaper bag on it. I had my other son in my arms, and I'm finagling through double doors in order to get into the DMV. Tons of people there without children, having both hands. Well, the gentleman behind me happened to be in a wheelchair. I barely could get me through the door. He comes through and starts yelling at me as to why I didn't open the door for him. He could see I didn't have a hand available, and I barely could make it through the 2 doors myself. Now, my concern is with all the people that were there, and you know a lot of people at the DMV, they had their hands free. Why didn't someone step up to help out? Let's have compassion and kindness and help out. However, let's not expect and demand that we have help just because we're handicapped. People have stuff going on in their heads all the time, focuses and things taking their focus away. You have no idea whether that person had just been told they had a serious life-threatening disease, or they're about to lose their child, or maybe they lost their child. You have no idea. So demanding that just because you have issues requires everybody else to meet your needs without you saying a word is selfish, unreasonable, and rather narcissistic, which that will be another show coming up, because that in and of itself is a huge peeve. Back to what we're talking about though. I would love to see the world be a little more handicap friendly. It's hard to get around, and I can get around much better than many handicapped people can, and it's hard not to want to hide out. I don't want these people hiding out. Please, let's lend a hand, be kind and courteous, and if you are handicapped, let me give you a suggestion. You can ask. That's right. You can ask for someone, hey, could you open the door for me, please? Not yell at someone and act as if there's something wrong with the other person because they didn't recognize you needed, or whatever reason they weren't willing to help you out or desiring to help you out at that moment. Ask. If someone's in a spot and doesn't deserve, ask them to move their car. You know, let's get rid of the handicap cop. And let's start working on handicap rage. Because this sucks, and this sucks, and it doesn't make the world a better place. So I have a challenge for you YouTubers out there that love interesting and new subjects. Why not research this out a little bit? Let's get some reports out there of people that are helping other people out, people that deserve to be in their spots, and why are they in that spot? What happened in their life? You might be shocked at all the variety of reasons a person requires handicap privileges. In the meantime, let's just love each other, be kind to each other. If we're able to help out, do so. And if you need help, kindly, respectfully ask for it. Have a great week, people. Hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Divine love.